My voice is really ragged today, but here we go. We're going to do, I want to talk about video at the open stage. I want to react to something that somebody posted in a forum. And up front, I tend to agree with what he says, even though, if you know me, you know that I am an open stage host when I host that offers video as part of the deal. This is what he posts. Musical thoughts, elephant in the room. Folks taking videos of every performance at an open mic doesn't create the safe space and workshop feel for me anymore. It used to be a place for rough drafts and trials. I know a handful of folks that used to love open mics that don't bother with specific ones anymore. Put your phones down and let people work it out. Ask them if they want to be captured. It's a public space, I know. But just maybe, you holding that phone or camera is impeding someone else's creative process and decreasing attendance. Okay. So, I tend to agree. I tend to agree because of one specific sentence that I think makes all the difference. Ask them if they want to be captured. Because my personal experience is that actually most people do. When I offer, when I host and I offer the opportunity for people to get a free video with high quality audio attached to it, and I'll send it to you, and you can do what you like with it. Post it, view it, whatever. It's yours. I'm not gonna own it. I'm not gonna post it. I'm not streaming it. This is for you. And if you don't want it, the camera's just gonna sit there. I'm not gonna turn it on unless you want it. That's very popular. Most people opt in, and most people mention that they liked it. They liked that I did that. Most of my regulars opt in again and again and again. And many of them end up posting stuff from that. I've got a playlist where you can see, so many of them, that's like, it's a popular service. Some of them opt out, and I respect that, of course. If you don't want, I don't have to take video of you. And I think that I know that some of them who are opting out, I totally get it, because I think most of those people are people who are either they're workshopping, or more likely they are taking that first courageous step to even get on stage, and they're not thinking about that they want to memorialize this. They just want to like survive it. And I totally get that. I think we've all been there in some sense. And that's fine, and that has to be respected, and that this poster sort of touches on that, I think, in his own way, talking about safe space and workshopping, rough drafts and trials. It's true. There are people who that's what they're there to do, and totally respect that. Now, it's kind of curious because the way he phrased it, in the sort of the latter half of it, put your phones down and let people work it out. And at the beginning, folks taking videos of every performance at an open mic. Like, I can think of some hosts, I can think of some, some open stages where the host is maybe going further than I think is, I would maybe quibble or disagree. Like, there are some hosts who live stream the open stage. That's rare, but certainly I can think of a couple where that's what they do. And I don't think I think that crosses that little line of, are you comfortable? Like, you're kind of putting the performers in a corner of, they got to get comfortable with an extra level. Not that there's any real, to me, on the flip side of that coin, let's be clear and honest. There's not a whole lot of harm that's going to befall you from being live streamed to the coffee hut open stage, live stream on Instagram, is going to have 3 or 4 at most people watch it, which is no real difference from 3 or 4 people who randomly walked in and caught part of your performance. Like, it's not significantly more public, in my view, but still, I agree, we feel differently about it, and as a host, you need to be sensitive to that. Like, what do you as a host gain from live streaming your open stage? Does it really have that much of a promotional benefit to do that? Is that promotional benefit outweighed by the sort of intrusive detriment of offending the chunk of players who make up every single open stage that I can think of, who are beginners? I don't want to say timid, but who are beginners taking that first courageous leap, and who are maybe not comfortable, who you can kind of assume might not be comfortable with that extra level of not only publicity, notoriety, but perceived permanence. Like, this is going to be on the permanent record. This performance is going to be memorialized. That's an uncomfortable proposition. So I do think I agree with the poster's sentiment, which I interpret to be about hosting. Now it kind of bridges into something I have never really noticed, which is the idea that you're at an open stage and there are audience members who are choosing to video you, who aren't associated with you, who aren't like your friends, thinking they're doing you a favor by getting a little video for you and then telling you, hey, I got video of that second song of yours. So, excuse me. But the discussion very quickly delves into that realm. I can kind of picture, like, again, I rarely see people videoing performers, and almost always I'm either directly aware, like I can confirm that's the table that performer came from, or it feels very much like it is people who are associated with them, like they're doing, a very mindful job to capture just this one performer, and it doesn't seem like they're moved to do it. But I can think of a couple times where someone who I know is not associated with me has videoed a short clip of me, presumably to, I guess, share and kind of spread the word in some small way, which I have found, like, I think there's this is where I kind of disagree with the idea that a lot of people sort of propose it ought to be something that the host ought to say, now no taking videos, no doing this, no, kind of like a comedy club will say there's absolutely zero cameras allowed here. I kind of disagree with that. I think that is one of the things that is an audience prerogative to me. It's borderline, but I do think, I think that the audience has the prerogative to sing along. I think the audience has the prerogative to clap along. The audience has the prerogative to spread the good word too. Like, so I think that given that everybody has a camera in their pocket and everybody's on social media, and this is just part of our lives, is that we share videos of things that we're experiencing with our circle of friends, that is such a normative behavior. Is that the right word? Yeah. That's such a normative behavior that I think you can't snuff it out from the audience. Like, the audience does what the audience wants, and if they are moved to capture your performance, I think for the most part, I certainly can never think of a time where I felt like in mean-spiritedness someone was videoing someone else to mock them. The only times that I can think of video, audience video occurring are either friends of the person in support of that person, or someone who is impressed with a performance and wants to capture a moment of it to spread the word. So I think that just comes with the territory when you get up and perform publicly, is that people may love what you're doing. And they may react with, in their own loving guidance. And I think you can't snuff that out just because it doesn't feel like a workshop to you. And I don't think that's really the threat. I don't think that's shutting any open stages down. Now, to return to his original post, I do think that what he's doing is kind of calling out open stages that video everybody without checking in with them individually, that live stream the whole event. And even though, as I said, I don't think that really poses that much of a harm, I get how that could be a discouragement to someone who's getting up there doing something that they feel may fall flat by their own standards. So I respect where he's coming from. I mostly agree with him. I, as a host, agree that it's very important to make every player comfortable in their own set the best you can as the host. And that if you are in charge of some kind of video attachment to your open stage, is, I think, absolutely a best practice to seek permission and offer as a service rather than to sort of demand participation in a promotional material. There you have it. Okay. Well, till next time, see you at the open stage.